Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into the season finale of Bell Collective. Let's go. Okay, so the girls are back from the trip. When Letitia put this blonde hair on her head and get back home, but she's here talking about the DM. She's talking about why doesn't she get what she gives, and she's still trying to get this thing worked out. She's still stressed out. She's not relaxed, and Glenn's sitting over here acting like he don't know what's going on. Okay, now Latrice has come over here to the condo with her full suitcase talking about we moving in. And did you see all them clothes that Cliff had in the closet? Cliff got all of his shoes in the closet. He has moved into the condo. And then Latrice was explaining that they had a deal that he would work through the week or whatever, and they would spend the night on the weekend in the condo. But now it seems like he's going back on that. And then he wants to ask her, so now you're going to do what, buy groceries? And I'm like, Latrice, we got groceries downstairs. You just making excuses. Like, why is Cliff really in these condos? Then we get back to Letitia and Glendale. So Glenn has asked Letitia to clear her schedule for Friday. And her reaction was, what you going to do, take me out of the country on Friday, Letitia? No, ma'am. So anyway, he said, no matter what it is, I want you to clear your schedule. I want to do something nice for you. And I want to say it's an anniversary celebration. I'm not sure, but we're going to find out towards the end of this. But he said there is no Letitia without Glendale. So Glenn is trying to get himself back. Letitia is on him like she's asking so many questions, and he just wants her to clear her Friday. So we'll see how that goes. Let's keep going. Child, Timber is about to meet with a money coach to try to get some straightening out with Damon and why he won't talk to her about money. First of all, he's not your husband. Now, don't get it twisted. I understand. We need to talk about this money, about this baby. But at the same time, Damon gonna do what he gonna do, and you gonna do what you gonna do. So when Damon wakes up from this conversation, he realizes that the dude sitting across from them, the money manager, they call him Swole. And Swole explains exactly what Damon is feeling. So Swole says that Damon's money situation is tied to his past and how he has dealt with money. Meaning, I'll say the example that Damon gave was that when his father wasn't there, he had to take responsibility of the family. So basically, Tambra, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You're not going to go without. Just trust me on it. But that's not enough. Like, women need a little bit more than that. So Tambra said that she understands what Swole is explaining. So she's going to back off of Devon, but she is going to check in with him. Because it is important to her how the money goes for their child. Like she said, we're a family. But I think that was a good conversation. It seems like Damon learned something. Seems like Tambra learned something. I don't know if Swole was saying that because he's friends with Damon, but Damon seemed to understand and seemed to really acknowledge it. So that wasn't so bad. Okay, I'm going to say this first. We don't need the men on this show because this scene with Cliff and Glendale is ridiculous. I don't ever want to see a scene with Cliff and Glendale again because I don't care what Cliff and Glendale have to say. But since we had to see it, Glendale went to see Cliff about what happened at their party. And I'm going to have to ride with Cliff for a minute because, first of all, I ain't had nothing to do with that. Glendale sitting around here thinking, telling me I would shut it down. Well, you can't shut it down if you didn't know the girl was going to call your name out. Like he said, I don't have no control over that. And besides, a little birdie told me that production was the one that told Amanda to say what she said. So there's that. Now, Glenn is having a vow renewal. He can't invite Cliff and Latrice because maybe Amanda will come along. But I think Glendale is just reading too much into this. This has nothing to do with Cliff. And Cliff told him right. If you don't want these problems, you need to watch who you talk to. And if you're going to talk to somebody, you need to understand it. Because clearly there was no understanding with Amanda. And there's nothing going on with Amanda. I don't believe at all. Child, they done went and met Selena down there in Prentice. And Selena been tearing me up for at least 3 episodes. So she showed where her son, where she found him. They went in the house and showed different things that were that had been maybe kicked in the doors and things like that. Latrice and Cliff said they will put up the money to help to get it solved, because maybe people would be more willing to say what they know if there's money. You know what I mean? So it's been 5 years, I believe, since he passed. And I know Selena wants some answers, just something, as a mother. But this has been a lot. And she has done really well. And honey, that breakdown at the end was a lot. That was a lot for me. But my prayers are with Selena. Wait a minute, we're gonna get to the situation with a party with no party favors. But where is the Porsche? Was that a Nissan Letitia pulled up in? Okay, let's talk about the party that's not a party. So Glenn is planning a vow renewal, right? Using Letitia's team. He's calling Marie on the phone. Marie was like, the people don't know what you're talking about because they don't have nothing done. They waiting on you. He's like, I'm calling her friends, even though I don't want it to be a lot of people. Shout out to Mississippi, because when he said pure D hell, like, that's home. But he does not have anything done. He said he reached out to the people, talked to them last night. He thought it was being done. Baby, nobody was talking about money. There may be a reason why it wasn't done. Now, Letitia is pissed because she has come home because her people are telling her that there's a ceremony she needs to plan for. Now, she mad because she realized she got to plan her own ceremony when Glendale done told her it's a vow renewal. You need to go get ready and put a smile on your face. That is not what we are, sir. And then when she says you need to take accountability, and he said, no, I'm not. That is crazy. How you plan a party and it ain't no party? You can't go to Taste because you done fell out with your little friend over there, your twin, when y'all wearing matching outfits. You ain't matching now. But now you try to go over here and call her team, and you ain't talking about no money, and I bet you that's a big part of it. P.S. If anybody tell you that they waiting on you, they waiting on the money. Glendale, where is the money? Cedric and Marie out here putting this bed on top of this car. Baby Marie walking out here to this reservoir is bouncing at behavior. And you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let me say this. I love Letitia. I really do. She has broken me down with this vow renewal because she had so much more to say to Glenn than he had to say to her. Other than, I love you, Letitia, and I'm going to do this, then the third. She is literally telling him what she needs from him. And when Tamra said that he always does a grand gesture after something happens and they ran it back, that's true. Now, granted, it was almost nobody out here at this reservoir with all these seats out here. But it was Marie and Cedric and Letitia's mom and dad, right? Well, her stepdad. And then Latrice had a little get together over there at Taste. Now, Carrie felt a certain way because she wasn't invited to the renewal. And Selena felt a certain way because she wasn't invited to the renewal. But Glenn said he wanted to keep it small, right? But I just really need for him to be honest. And let me say this. This is why I say the men do not need to be on the show. Because we can do without it. I would like to see Letitia have a season where she could just be a Belle and be productive, and we could see what she really has going on. Then seeing her at the end of the season in tears because she's once again asking this man to stand up for her. You understand what I'm saying? We know that Glenn is at home working. We know that Cliff is at the club. We know that Matt is in Gulfport. We don't need the men because they just mess everything up. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about this season finale. Let me know all your thoughts. And we got a reunion next week. It's your girl, Millie Shine. I'll talk to you later. Bye.